Hey everybody, it's a happy time of the year, and it's that time of year. Can't wait to talk about seller concessions. It's that time of year to negotiate the best deal on that home that you always thought may be out of your reach. Guess what? The train hasn't left the station without you just yet. Do I have a solution to these high interest rates and what seems to be overpriced homes today? Well, yes. For some of you, I do. Now, just this month, we negotiated and closed 3 of our buyers with up to 3% in negotiated seller concessions. How did we do that? As a lender, you have to educate and communicate to both the buyer and the buyer's agent as to how much of a benefit seller concession strategy can be for both buyer and seller alike. You have to be the quarterback calling the plays. You have to explain the math. Do you know the difference between negotiating seller concessions versus a lower purchase price? Do you? Do you know the math behind the benefits to our buyers and sellers of how much just 3% can change the game for those that think? They may think that home may be out of their reach. They can't afford it today. Well, let's look at what we just recently closed for one of our very happy buyers. Using a $590,000 purchase price with 3% seller concessions, that's approximately $17,700 in seller concessions. That means the seller is financing a percentage of the closing costs for our buyer, if not all of the closing costs. Also buying down our buyer's interest rate. The savings could look like this for you too. We use a temporary 2-1 buy down for this example, which means we have a start rate and it's a general start rate at 7 1/8. Everybody's different. Every circumstance is different. But we're just using this as our example to explain how this could benefit your buyers and sellers. The first year, our buyer's interest rate started with a rate near or below 5 1/8. Monthly savings, $741 a month. That's huge. And then the second year, as low as 6 1/8. Monthly savings, almost $379 a month. It's a huge difference maker. We can allocate and customize the seller concessions to fit our buyers' goals based on if they want to use the money from the seller to lower their out-of-pocket, reduce their out-of-pocket closing costs, or if they rather have a lower monthly payment. We educate them. The magic is in understanding your buyer's needs. Simply through education and listening and taking a detailed loan application up front. Listen, this strategy honestly has many benefits for the seller too. It may minimize the amount of dollars they have to negotiate up front, which may net them the sale, get the home off the market, and still hit profit margins, as lowering the purchase price does not have the benefits as do the seller concessions for both buyers and sellers. Does that make sense? You have to be working with a lender that does the math for all parties. Provide value. Be the leader and educate and dominate. The best option for both buyer and sellers, all parties, is always our goal. Brian Kennedy, BKC Mortgage. Have a fantastic weekend.